We are honored to introduce Dr. Abhishek Lakhatia, the esteemed Chief Executive Officer of Adani Foundation. He brings over 23 years of dedicated experience in the development sector. His visionary leadership has shaped corporate social responsibility strategies for some of the India's largest corporate entities, covering diverse industries such as oil and gas, energy, steel, banking, and ports. His expertise in CSR strategy, operations, compliance, and monitoring has led to the successful implementation of impactful programs across the country. His ability to lead organizational restructuring and develop comprehensive CSR policies has transformed operations at a national level. His innovative spirit is evident in his conceptualization of groundbreaking initiatives like the First Skill India Impact Board and the Youth Leadership Program, which has set new benchmarks in the development sector. His focus in nurturing partnerships, managing stakeholders, and creating sustainable impact showcases his exceptional leadership skills. In addition to CSR, he has played a key role in HR, finance, and operational structuring of multi-speciality hospitals and K-12 schools. His commitment to social development, combined with a strategic vision and a cross-cultural leadership, marks him as a driving force in fostering positive change and maximizing social impacts. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Dr. Abhishek Lakhatia.
Abhishek ji, thank you for your time, and whole August Assembly is there to listen to you. Next 8 minutes belongs to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you, Dr. Tomar. It's my pleasure to be part of this gathering, esteemed gathering. And I personally believe the concept is very, very fascinating about how this entire thing has come up about CSR and Seva. So let me spend a few minutes on what is my thought, my concept, my understanding of the entire term as CSR and how it evolves. So if we all know, the CSR is just a word. It's a three-letter word, CSR, but it's not something that was not existing ever. This has been there for very, very long. From ancient time, we used to call it different name. We had a concept of giving, we had a concept of charity, we had a concept of philanthropy, and finally, 2013 actually shaped it and converted it into a terminology we use as CSR. But the entire concept, if you see the underlying thing about CSR, the concept is Seva. And it's not just something beyond Seva, beyond intention. Every CSR in the country, whoever, like the foundations like ours, it's not new to us, and it's not new that only once the act came in that we started. This has been there in the journey. Our foundation is 28 years old. And even before someone asked used to do, the family was doing the CSR in their way as a concept of Seva. And what happened post 2013 is actually it gave a shape, it structured it. But I will say the key driver for the CSR is the concept of giving, the concept of Seva, and which is driving all the organization, and especially since I come from a very large foundation, I see the intention of CSR coming from the purpose. So there's one aspect is compliance. Though, yes, we have a compliance to the Companies Act, but compliance is not driving us. The purpose is driving us. What we conceptualize, how we start the program, how we look at the entire CSR moving forward is from the lens of purpose. The concept, the Act, Section 135 of the Companies Act, giving us only the direction, the structure, how you see, how you impact, how you measure. But if we don't have a purpose, then this has no meaning. So it's very well aligned, the concept of Seva, and I can give some of the very critical example also how you'll see that as an impact, as a concept of Seva or a CSR. Had it been a CSR, the lens would have been very different, or a compliance, had it been a lens of the compliance, the impact would have been very different. So to just start with how we, as Adani Foundation, what we see as a major, what we want to see from whatever we do. What we want to see is smiles on the faces of the community. And that is the impact we see from the lens of the CSR. And this is the impact. But now the question is, can you just show smiles and convince your various stakeholders? Because we have community, we have a government, we have ministry, we have board, all the stakeholders are there. How do you then meet the expectations of every stakeholder from the CSR? So just giving the smiles will not work. So what is that we look at? Though we design the programs considering the impact as numbers, as stories, as transformation, but primarily our thought process around CSR is how do we transform the lives? And some of the case stories that I will present 2-3 examples of how, as a foundation, as a chairman, as a chairperson, they have actually thought beyond this concept of CSR and moved a step ahead, where they intervened and it actually transformed something very, a life of an individual, which is a pure lens. We say it's a Seva, which is definitely the key driver. So in 2013, I'll just give out 3 case studies. 2013, there's a mountaineer, Anurag Ballu. You'll find this in every social media. He was in Nepal, very trained mountaineer, but he fell into a crevice in the mountain. How do we come out? For 3 days, this is definitely how God survived him. For 3 days, he was inside the crevice. Somehow he had a camera and he just posted something. I don't know, there was a network or something, and that message and that entire post was seen by the chairman, Shri Gautam Adani ji. The immediate thing what was done was the air ambulance was arranged and he was airlifted to AIIMS Delhi. For multiple months, his treatment was undertaken, and then he was hale and hearty. Very recently, on 24th June this year, we met him. He in person, he came to Ahmedabad and we met him, and we were really thrilled to see that how this entire concept, though it was a person who thought of immediately supporting, but had it not been a purpose-driven thought process, this would not have been possible. Had it been only the lens of a structured, compliance-driven CSR, this would not have been possible. The other example I'll give you is, you would have, all of you must have known, there's a very tragic Balasore, Orissa train accident happened. And trainers, 280 people died, more than 11 people got injured. This was big in the news. A lot of rehabilitation rescue operations started. We also participated initially in basically giving food to the community, to those people who were stranded. But what our chairman actually and chairperson thought of, it's just not giving food will work. And what they decided is the children who lost their parents, all the children who lost their parents, Adani Foundation will take care of those children, perpetually their education over a period of time, till they complete class 12. So that's the concept, that's the philosophy that I see in the family, in the organization, which is pure and pure beyond compliance. I will always say it's a purpose-driven thought process. And lastly, very recently, you'll see there's a girl in one of the very remote villages in Lalitpur district of UP, and she had a very, by birth, defect leg and hand both, and she could walk properly, she couldn't hold anything properly. Somehow, one of the journalists, local journalists, he picked up that and he tweeted. Our chairman again saw that sweet, and he supported that girl. Her name is Lovely. And immediately we took that girl from Lalitpur to Lucknow. She was admitted for 3 months. She was there. She had undergone surgery, and she's recovering soon. So now I think I showed 26 seconds, probably more than that. But this is what I wanted to say, that CSR is not just a compliance, but the underlying driver of the CSR is purpose and definitely the Seva. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. And I would definitely like to be in touch with all of you to understand more.
Thank you very much, Abhishek ji. Next time you'll be there with us physically. Thank you very much for inspiring us with your thought. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
On the behalf of United Council of Ancient Wisdom and United Global Peace Foundation, I thank Mr. Abhishek Lakhatia for coming and sharing his views.
Perfect. Thank you very much. कई बार हमें लगता है कि हमें बहुत पाप लगेगा, इतनी सारी अच्छी अच्छी स्पीचेस को हमें बीच में रोकना पड़ता है. कई बार तो